Guys, this segment right here from Brian Stelter, I just honestly cannot believe they actually ran this segment. Okay, because this just shows how desperate this news network is and just how far they've fallen from relevance, where they're running segments in which they're asking a serious question about why hasn't the stars of Fox, like the primetime lineup, the Tucker Carlsons, the Sean Hannitys of the network, why are they not sharing their vaccine selfies? That's what Brian Stelter is talking about. Take a listen.
Matt, here's some good news that might seem unrelated to your job at Media Matters, but I'll try to show you why it's related. COVID vaccinations are hitting another record this weekend. 4.6 million shots recorded on Saturday. That's 500,000 above the prior Saturday record. And, I think it's really important to see all these TV anchors, personalities showing themselves getting the shot. We've seen a lot of vaccine selfies from lots of folks at lots of different networks. It's been really inspiring to see. The Today Show even brought the co-hosts outside for a live group vaccination this week. And Rachel Maddow on Friday on MSNBC talked about how she was really fearful of the needle, really worried about it. And yet it was important to get the shot, and she did. And there she is talking about it on air. So I say all of that to make the following point. Where are Tucker and Sean Hannity and Laura Ingraham? Where is Ainsley Earhardt and Steve Doocy and Brian Kilmeade? Where are the biggest stars on Fox getting vaccinated? I get it's a personal choice. I get that's between, the hosts and their healthcare provider. But everybody else is doing it, right, Matt? I mean, all across television, all these anchors are rolling up their sleeves. Why do you think we haven't seen the biggest stars on Fox News get vaccinated or show us their vaccine selfies?
I don't know. And I think that Fox has a really unique responsibility here. I mean, the network's hosts have been telling their viewers for decades that they cannot trust any other network. They can't trust CNN. They can't trust the newspapers. The only people who are telling them the truth, they say, are the people at Fox. And so during a public health crisis, the network is the only way to reach its viewers with information like that. And they are the ones that the viewers trust. And so when instead of telling their viewers, look, go get the shot, it's in your interest, it is safe, it is incredibly effective, it will get us back to normal, they are raising questions about its effectiveness, raising questions about whether it is dangerous. That does a lot of damage. Steve Doocy should get vaccinated live on Fox and Friends. It would save lives. It would save the lives of his viewers. I don't understand why they won't do that.
By the way, it should have happened in February. Like, it's April. Where are they? And, again, they're making a personal choice. Fox will give you a list of all the personalities that have said they've been vaccinated, some of their news anchors, some of their commentators. But the biggest stars are the ones that are most trusted by the Fox audience. And they're choosing not to spread the word. It's a really curious choice. Hey, Matt, I called you Matt Gaetz by accident earlier.
Guys, that just reeks of desperation. It's just so desperate, okay? CNN is so obsessed with Fox News, right? They're so obsessed with Tucker Carlson, Sean Hannity, and why Fox News is so much more successful than they are. I mean, guys, the latest ratings, right, reported by Fox News, shows that Fox has 2.2 million viewers during primetime. CNN is sixth with 1 million viewers, right? MSNBC has 1.6 million viewers, followed by TBS, ESPN, HGTV, and then CNN. So the Home and Garden Network is beating CNN during primetime. Let me repeat. The Home and Garden Network during primetime is more relevant than Anderson Cooper, Chris Cuomo, and Don Lemon. CNN's primetime lineup. That's just how irrelevant they've gotten. And it's obvious why. Because they spend so much time hating, okay? They just love to hate, right? Every segment from Don Lemon is something about racism, white supremacy, right? is him whining and complaining about something that has to do with race. Guys, y'all remember that segment where Don Lemon went off on Tim Scott? Because he compared woke supremacy to white supremacy. Like, you remember that?
Tim Scott? Tim, I have to. I know you don't want me to yell, but this is ridiculous. You are gaslighting people. You are giving people misinformation. What are you doing, brother?
No, man. CNN is like actually like outrage network, right? Like they accuse Fox News of being like an outrage network where all they do is just rage about the culture war, which, you know, I mean, hey, that's neither here nor there. But CNN like literally is an outrage network. They just outrage about everything that Republicans and conservatives do. That is literally the role of the network as it is right now. They have nothing outside of the conservative and Republican movement. They have nothing outside of that. They have now become the Carlson News Network. The Carlson News Network, straight up. Brian Stelter, you know, he's over here complaining about Tucker Carlson. He's hating Tucker Carlson because Tucker Carlson is the best on cable television, right? You have Cuomo. He's irrelevant now because his brother has basically tarnished the Cuomo family name. So, you know, we all saw them being buddy-buddy back during this whole nursing home scandal was happening. Not to mention, there was also that one time where Chris Cuomo and Don Lemon was singing Good Times. And Chris Cuomo says that he's black on the inside.
So
Yes,
I
sir.
had somebody hit me with something today that hurt. She said to me, you know, I don't have to tell you about how I'm living with my family and how set back we are by this, because there was a TV show that was all about it in the 70s, and it is the reality for too many people of color all over the country. And I said, what? And she said, I'll give you a hint. She said, but this was the end. Just looking out of the window, watching the asphalt grow, thinking how it all looks hand me
How do
down.
you know the words to Good Times?
You know I'm black on the inside.
Knowing Don Lemon, there's a lot of different ways I can interpret what Cuomo was trying to say there. So he's just lost instant credibility. He's just not relevant at all. Right? Jake Tapper, yeah, that is Jake Tapper, right?
Well, there are some people that are such, they're just so mendacious, I just wouldn't put them on air. Kayleigh McEnany, I never booked her. Jason Miller from the Trump campaign, I would never book him. I mean, these are just people who they just tell lies the way that, you know, most people breathe. And there was no value in that. I don't view Kellyanne Conway the same way. She was the senior advisor to the president. She was more of a filibusterer and a subject changer, I thought.
Yeah, subject changer. That's right. That's what she would do. Yeah.
Than a liar. And I think it's different. I really do. And there is a risk in just like lumping everybody together. There's a big difference between somebody like Kayleigh McEnany, who just like, this is what she does. She tells lies all the time. She can't acknowledge reality. So I'm just not going to put somebody like that on air.
Just straight up gossiping on air about which White House press secretaries that work for the Trump administration are liars. Like, come on, man. Are you serious? He's irrelevant, right? They kiss up to the Biden administration. And quite honestly, that's just not what people want to see, right? It's not what they want to see. If the people that want to see CNN kiss up to the Biden administration are watching MSNBC. Because we know, you know, they're just flat out an arm of the Democrat Party, right? So if you want to hear far left talking points, MSNBC, they've got that audience. You know, what really blows my mind is how, you know, he keeps talking about how, well, it's a personal choice, it's a personal choice. Well, if you know it's a personal choice, then why are you asking this question? Are Sean Hannity and Tucker Carlson supposed to be obligated to get vaccines on air just because everybody else is doing it, because it's the cool thing to do, right? Just because you have a followers mentality doesn't mean they have a followers mentality. That's probably why you're losing, Because you have a followers mentality. They have a leadership mentality. They set trends. They don't follow them. Okay? That's why they're winning. But you're asking them why they're not following the trend. Maybe they just don't want to. Maybe they just don't want to. It is not Fox News' job to be in the face of its viewers about, oh, them getting the vaccine. Like, have you never heard of, like, privacy laws? Right? Like, health privacy. Do they not have the right to have some privacy with their health in terms of whether or not they've been vaccinated? There's enough encouragement to get the vaccine. And eventually, a lot of people probably will end up getting it. Okay? Like, you don't need more encouragement. Let people be adults, right? We're not children. Okay? And Brian Stelter, he talks to his audience like they're children. And he knows it. That's probably why he got so offended when Trump Jr. called him a gender-neutral Mr. Potato Head.
On Friday, I was about to go get dinner for my kids when Donald Trump Jr. attacked me in his speech at CPAC. Something about me looking like a gender-neutral potato head. And then the tweets started rolling in on my computer, people telling me about Donnie Jr. insulting me. And I thought of some really cutting responses, some really clever ways to reply, some way to go viral. But then I stopped. I didn't post anything. It was just another distraction. He wanted me to respond. This was just more BS fuel for the culture war. And it does not matter.
It obviously does matter to you, Mr. Stelter. But my point is, people don't want to be talked to like they're children. They don't need to be told what to do. And this is part of the reason why CNN is failing. That's why they're failing. But them just running this segment shows how desperate this network has got for ratings. They have nothing. They want Tucker Carlson to be Trump so bad. They want him to be Trump so bad. They literally spent a whole show talking about him. Another network. Not talking about politics. Not talking about the news. Not talking about world news. Not even talking about the virus. Talking about Tucker Carlson. Why he's not posting vaccine selfies. It's pathetic. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.